This is big breaking emergency news. Multiple major U.S. cities right now are under warning that they are being infiltrated by these criminal organizations and these criminal gangs. That is what the head of the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation is warning of right now. And he's saying that these groups are becoming more embedded and they're becoming more brazen, and he's issuing a warning for these cities. So I want you to listen to this here. This is David Rausch. Really quick though, please just hit that like and hit that subscribe. I'm posting every single day, keeping you guys updated on this big urgent news, and it just helps to get these warnings out. I appreciate that. So multiple major cities inside of Tennessee are being warned. All right, all the major metropolitan areas, he's saying, have this gang infiltrating them. He's warning Nashville, he's warning Knoxville, he's warning Memphis, and he's warning all the major cities in Tennessee that this is happening. All right, so I want you to listen to what he's saying, David Rausch, and I want to know what you think of his assessment of what's going on inside of Tennessee. And this is kind of shocking. We've heard this in other states and places, but to hear this coming out of Tennessee is kind of a shock. Listen to this really quick.
We're seeing a few things that I want to raise to your attention, and that is, number one is with a Venezuelan gang that is being seen more and more prevalent. Trend de Argua, and I may have botched that, but it's TDA. But they are present, ever present, unfortunately, in our country and in Tennessee. And we first saw them a couple years ago, where we uncovered a group here in a human trafficking operation. And in that operation, we recognized a number of the members here trafficking females that they had abducted from Venezuela and brought them here. And so we did our operation. We were able to capture a number of them, but many of them fled, and they were out of Tennessee. We had no other sight or sound of them until recently.
And when was that?
That was 2 years ago. And now what we are seeing is they are back. They are back in all of our major cities. They are running human trafficking operations. That's where they start. But we are now, talking with our peers throughout the country, have learned that they have a pathway to more violence. Second part is they will get engaged in organized retail theft. That becomes their next phase. And so they'll gather these individuals that they bring over illegally and put them out into our shopping areas and steal. And then the next step that they move into is the drug trade. They will, and they have, taken on the cartel head on. And so they have, and they're very violent in their efforts. They do not hesitate to attack their opponents in public. In broad daylight. Recently, there was a video that they shot where they shot an individual, a cartel member, 31 times, broad daylight, on video, and posted it to social media. And that's the type of organization they are. They are very violent. This is a group that was created in gangs in Venezuela, in the prisons in Venezuela, and they are here, and they're in numbers here. And so we're watching.
Are they here more so than they might be in other states? Is Tennessee a targeted state, or are they all over the place?
They're all over the place, Governor.
Okay.
It's not just Tennessee. They are throughout the country, and so. But we have recognized that they are in each of our major cities, and we're working with our partners and making them aware of what we're seeing in terms of their trends and the intel that we have on them.
Great.
Second is.
All right, so you heard that there. That was David Rausch. He is the director of the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. This is like the FBI for the state of Tennessee. And he is saying that every major city in Tennessee has been infiltrated. And he is saying that they are setting up these crime rings and these crime organizations, and they have human trafficking rings. And that's where they make a lot of their money. He's saying they're kidnapping women. that are becoming part of these rings. And this is insane that this is being allowed in our country and being allowed to set up in our country like this too, right? So let me know what you guys think down below. Please just hit it up for me down there. It helps to get these warnings out. I appreciate that. All right. And this is nationwide, right? This is happening in Tennessee. You think Tennessee's a red state. It's safe here. It has mountains. It's rural. People are nice. There's Southern hospitality there, right? I know it has issues too, but Tennessee's a nice state. And you don't expect this to be here. It's a red state. You don't really think this is happening here, but he is saying this is going on behind the scenes. Women are being kidnapped and put into these rings, and they're finding them, and they're having these stings, and that's how they're finding a lot of these members, is with these stings and these busts that they do for these types of things, right? These aren't just like victimless crimes. These people are being forced to do this stuff. And some of them are even Americans. He's saying they're even kidnapping people from other countries and bringing them here. This is insane. No one should have to deal with this. And it's being facilitated. It's being incentivized by our wide open border, right? These people know that there is very low risk for them right now. So why wouldn't they do these criminal activities to make money for them, right? That's what they're thinking. I'm not saying you should do any of these things. I don't want any of this in our country. And a lot of this is going to have to change, okay? Trump nominated Tom Homan as his ICE director and border czar, and he said he's going to be on top of these things, right? There's also been new nominations that just broke within the past few hours as well, too, of Trump's HHS secretary, Health and Human Services secretary, which is in charge of a lot of things like the CDC and all these different policies, these different health policies, and the FDA. It's in charge of a lot of different branches, okay, and sets the guidelines and standards for them. And Trump has nominated RFK Jr., Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has been nominated as the HHS secretary in his administration. So that is a good sign, right? That's a win right there. He's going to change a lot of things wrong with our food supply, with big pharma, all this stuff. So these appointments are coming in. This was just confirmed, this appointment, in the last few hours. There's been a lot of big appointments, but he's going to change our pharma and our food supply and things like this, get all this crap and junk out of it. And Tom Homan, he is going to change our border crisis and this domestic crisis. This is a national security threat. These are transnational, international criminal organizations that are operating interstate and internationally, globally. They're doing this, all right? So this should be like triggering things like RICO, like racketeering and organized crime and interstate crime, all these different things. It should be triggering all these different laws and all these things, and they're not even U.S. citizens as well too. So there should be a lot of things that they can bring up. It's just nobody is enforcing these laws right now. But we're being told in the Trump administration they're going to have people enforcing these laws. Tom Homan is saying he is going to be on top of this issue and enforcing this issue and targeting these criminal groups first. And this is why Trump's talking about declaring a national emergency on the first day in office to deploy the military and U.S. Special Forces, because this is a big job. This is a bigger job than the National Guard can handle. Okay, the National Guard is not trained for combat like this. For these groups, they're not trained for that. The National Guard is mostly trained for domestic emergency responses, okay? And logistical responses. They're not trained to be going into combat against these groups, okay? And that's what it's going to take in some of these areas where they've been heavily embedded and they've set up operations. It's going to take things like U.S. Special Forces and the military, most likely, to deal with the situation, right? So let me know what you guys think down below. Please just hit it up for me down there. It helps to get these warnings out. I appreciate that. I hope you guys are staying safe, staying prepared out there, staying warm, getting ready for winter. It's coming, guys. Get ready, get prepared. Hope you have big blessings for your life and your family, and I hope you have a big old blessed day.